Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Camp Massacre. They'll be starving to death.
Written by Daniel Emery Taylor, directed by Jim O'Rear and Daniel Emery Taylor, starring Daniel Emery Taylor, Bree Olson, Al Snow, and Jim O'Rear. Camp Massacre is about 10 obese guys who enter a reality contest and get eliminated one by one. What do we like about this movie, guys?
I liked Bree Olson's quick appearance at the beginning because we did see full frontal nudity.
What I did like was they attempted to do unique kills. It didn't pay off that well, but I respect the thought. I guess that's what counts.
I also like that Al Snow was in this. I'm always gonna have a soft spot when a wrestler's in a movie just because I love wrestlers, and that's me being biased. I don't care. I like Al Snow.
He didn't do anything significant, nor did it matter that he was in this, so ignore what John just said.
Yeah. He was a waste of space. What didn't we like about this film, guys?
I hated everything about this movie. Specifically, how long it was, how long every single scene was, and how unnecessary every single scene was.
And it was maybe trying to be funny, but it wasn't. It was just boring as shit. When you said the Al Snow, like he had one, I guess, major scene where he's talking to the three guys, and it was boring, out of place. Well, the whole movie was out of place. But
They overdeveloped the characters that it was shoving it down our throats with long, boring scenes. We don't need to have a guy and a girl have a romantic scene of talking of their past for 12 minutes. We don't need that. Simple subtleties develop a character better than telling the audience who they are from start to finish.
character development is one thing, but I don't even want to call this character development. This was just people talking, like shooting the shit, but like not even in an entertaining way.
And with the story, we got a great intro to this film. It had a lot of high hopes. We had Bree Olson. We had what could have been a really cool kill. But that had nothing to do with this film, made no sense. And I'm like, well, these are two separate films. Why can't we watch what was going to happen in the first part in the opening scene?
Because she was paid $500 to show up and just get a credit.
The killer in this movie was some jackass wearing an apron and a bucket, a popcorn bucket on his head, was it?
I think it was a KFC bucket.
Oh,
Yeah.
a KFC bucket.
It was some kind
It
of
was for
bucket.
some chicken.
Yeah.
But like, wasn't funny. Comedy is best when there's at least some form of respect for the genre or movie or quality. Like, at least we know that you're trying and that you're not just fucking goofing off and putting together some random thing that isn't funny at all.
What's worse about this, Daniel Emery Taylor has been a follower of ours for like a year. It's kind of shit to shit on his movie, but he made a shitty movie.
We've done this before with people that we know. It's not anything against you personally. It's just we're trying to point out the flaws in your movie that we didn't like and majority of the people aren't going to appreciate.
Also, the movie was 2 hours long. For any horror movie, that's pretty much unacceptable. The acting in general wasn't stellar, just a bunch of guys who probably have not acted. The undertone was kind of really shitty, especially with like the way that like fat hate specifically is happening these days, especially if you know anything about Reddit and how like fat people hate got shut down. This was like a self-hating movie. It's really weird.
Because I knew Daniel had written the movie and then he starred as this like obese character in there, it felt almost like he had this deep unresolved kind of issue and this is how he views the world. So it felt kind of depressing to me. It invoked this weird feeling in me.
Yeah, I completely agree. It seems like he's like, this is how I need to deal with it because if I make fun of myself, maybe people will laugh with me. No. We just think this is like a shitty thing to do. I don't think a lot of people are gonna laugh at any of the fat jokes that you're making, including the obese cast that were there. Like I'm sure that some of these guys are like, dude, this is kind of like an asshole move.
Yeah,
even
like,
despite him being bigger himself.
Don't get me wrong, there are fat jokes. Like anything can be made to be funny. It was the way it was done that it would just felt so off and like awkward.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably the word for this movie.
Yeah.
Awkward.
It's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
This movie was really, really boring and excruciating to watch, unfortunately. It was just one of the slowest movies I've ever seen. All of the shots were on for way too long. All of the scenes lasted for the upwards of 5 minutes at least. It just dragged forever without really adding anything to the story. And the story and the undertone were just depressing. So I'm gonna give this 0.5 babes in booty shorts out of 5.
This movie, honestly, I think broke every rule towards making a good movie. It was too long, story sucked, the acting sucked. It was just really, really painful. Like, we tried to say something we liked about it, but we just couldn't do it. And I feel bad saying that. The end result just, it's not worth the money that was put into it, the time that people put into it. I really can't say how much I felt ripped off watching this movie. And these guys paid to get it. So I'm gonna give this 0.5 bottles of blood out of 5.
This is just another one of those films where we got fooled by the cover art. When me and Jay saw this DVD, we saw Al Snow, Bree Olson, and a really cool title of Camp Massacre and thought, man, this movie is gonna be awesome. But we were fooled. It wasn't that awesome. It was awkward. It was slow. I really don't recommend this to people because you are gonna get bored, and there really isn't anything other than some really cheap nudity scenes that was it. Like, that's really all I could say about this. So I'm gonna give this 0.5 drumstick hair clips out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your favorite Camp Massacre style movie. Another massacre that takes place in a camp that's maybe not very popular that you think we should check out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel to stay updated with our reactions, reviews, and games of What Would You Do.